going on, YouTube? Running back again. So we're continuing to work on the university here. Been doing a lot of reconfiguring and picking my nose and scratching my head on this observatory. Before it had a dome and it had the slot for the telescope coming up out. So I played with that quite a bit, and it is a challenge to get a telescope to look right. So what we're doing instead is more like a star viewing chamber thing, right? I don't know what to call it. But the students will come from the astronomy class here, come into here, and they can look up at the night sky that way. There is lights that will be on that can be turned on in here. And then when it becomes nighttime, of course, you turn the lights off. You close off the windows. And it'll be nice and dark in here. There'll be a door here, though, that will shut. Thought about making a auto door that shuts, but that's quite a bit of redstone to tie that into everything else, so it didn't do that. But as you can see, we have our color palette for the most part going here. I did put the columns in here and some decorative feature. There's some trap doors of the different colors we're going to use. And those of you that watch, Conquest Reforged builds a lot. There's a couple of different people that do it. I've mentioned some of them, but a guy that I follow quite a bit and have been following him for a while, and he's doing some really good builds over on his channel, Primitive Panther. Great channel. He's doing some good work over there. Go ahead and run over there, take a look what he's doing, give him a subscribe. He showed me this technique, and I've seen it before. I never really used it, but you paint the bottom half of the structure in a different color wool. You do bands. That way you can just kind of brush in stuff. It makes it easier. That way you can see a different look. I remember before I would come through with a brush and just vary with the brush. That's how I did the university itself. So I'm going to try his technique this time and see how I like it, and we'll go from there. So I am going to do this in a time lapse. This video is actually going to be a series of videos that I'm going to pop together. So there's going to be a time lapse coming up here in a little bit, and then we'll get back into we'll do a walk around of the observatory. Then we're gonna do a time lapse on building that, and then this. I had this notion, because this, remember, looks out over the bay. So I had the notion that wouldn't it be cool if we had, testing for the astronomy class. They can shoot rockets off. So we're gonna have some rockets that'll shoot off here. A little bit more redstone, but rockets that'll shoot off. So it'll be a feature. But we're going to build that with the astronomy class, so it'll be a whole cool thing. So this could be a 30-minute video. I mean, you guys know better than I do right now. You're watching it, but while I'm recording it, I couldn't tell you how long it's going to be. So sit back, relax, and let's mellow out with the groovy sounds of whatever music I put this to. I'll be back. All right, we're back. So didn't take very long. It was pretty quick. I had some changes in thought on color pattern, the way I wanted to do it. The outside turned out pretty well. It turned out great down below. It turned out great here. Not a huge fan of this. Not a huge fan at all. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some kind of a transition piece on this block all the way around, because I don't like it. I can't decide what it is I don't like it. What it is I don't like about it, but I don't like it. You know, I'll think about it, and we'll probably come back to it and come up with something. This block up here it looks different than I thought it would. I got a dual stack. I thought it connected and went down, and I also thought it connected and went over. I mean, there is this kind of shape that is look kind of. I like it. I kind of like the way it looks. I don't like the blend with this, so this block itself may go away in favor of something this color. That color being, what is that? That's white plaster. So we might make this upper white plaster instead of you know, what is that? That's quartz. So might do that. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. But we come inside. You know, I'll give you the full look. As you come inside, you got the reinforced door. You know, the lights are on. There's some different angles and things inside here. I do kind of like the white in here. I think it looks good, and maybe that's because there's a break there, and so there's different depths. I do kind of like that. So what we'll probably do is leave it in here, but change the exterior. And you see, I have some you know, the trap doors, so you have the different depths there. Some of that is decorative to give it depth. Some of it is to cover up redstone, oddly enough. Change these pillars out. So once I had everything painted out in here, the blue columns didn't look right. So I went with this instead. And that block right there, I may still change that out with you know, some of this or some of this in a flat piece. Because I'm looking at it, it kind of looks funny. Although I like from this angle, I like that. So I don't know. I'm gonna let it grow on me. I'm gonna see what happens. See how I feel about it. I did play around with, you know, trying a little bit of this idea here. Don't know if I like this or not. Actually, I don't know if is it even gonna fit right there. It's not even going to fit right there because I have it stacked out. So yeah, so there. It looks kind of cool, but at the same time, what did I do? At the same time, it's, I don't know, not a huge fan of doing that kind of thing. So we come in, we turn the lights off. Well, let's get the full look here, right? So let's go to nighttime. So now we're at nighttime. Turn the lights off. It's not very dark, is it? Well, I mean, it's dark. It does get darker out here. The sun's on its way down. The sun's not going to go down because I have it triggered so that it'll, whatever time I set it to, either day or night, it's exactly this time. And that's just because it's a pain to build at night and have the light cycle going. So it'll look kind of like that. Then you can look at the night sky from here. You know, so it'll be kind of cool. Whoop. So now we have the lights on. And we open the windows back up. And we're daytime again. So yeah, that's what we look like. You know, in the next time lapse, when I do the God, oh my God, words. The astronomy class. Wow. It's been a day. When I do the astronomy classroom, during that time lapse, you're probably going to see me change this as well. And if I do change that, you know, I'll do one of these where I swing around and get it. And with the time lapse, for the most part, it's going to be shot from like this angle, and probably about this angle. I'm going to try and minimize the times I move the camera in this time lapse because it's such a small building. It'll be difficult to you know, keep on track, and it's going to be a pretty quick time lapse too. It's just going to be sped up a little bit, really. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Than I was thinking, but yeah, pretty much how I had pictured in my head. You saw that I did add some trapdoor pieces. You know, I kind of use them like layers to change depth. You know, I don't like this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do this, just for some variation. Yeah, we'll do that. I like that. Maybe, yeah. Alright, so there is no windows in this classroom. There's a front door, back door. There's this hanging brazier. The two lanterns hanging in the air. I might bring them down a little bit. In fact, we'll go ahead and do that right now. We'll get a little chain going here. I guess it works better if you use the right block. And that, and do that, and do that. There. Alright, so we got the chain hanging. So you got students on this side, students on this side. This way the instructor can walk through and, you know, teach the class. And then, you know, we haven't built it yet because I gotta rethink some things on it. So, you know, for you the video will be completely seamless, transparent, but I gotta rethink how I want to do this. And you know, fiddle with it, see how it's going to set right, and Then I'll come back and I'll record the building of it. Ideally, I want the fireworks to shoot straight up. Then I got the bright idea of the the island fort, putting firework cannons or shooting rockets out. But I thought, that's a little silly. So we'll go ahead and we're going to do this, and I'll dream some stuff up off camera, and then I'll come back on camera, and we'll record the actual build of it. So we'll be back. I'll be back. You'll be back with me too. I do have some weird glitch. I really don't understand it. So when I fire off fireworks, for whatever reason, they shoot up. I'll show you here in a little bit. But they shoot up, but they don't go anywhere. So, they just shoot up. They don't explode or anything. We'll figure that out. I was talking to Primitive Panther about it, see if he knew. He was pretty surprised as well. So, I don't know. Maybe it's a Conquest Reforged thing. I don't know. All right, so you got this design I actually got from another YouTuber, K1. I'll put a link in the description to his channel, as well as Primitive Panthers. Great YouTubers. K1 actually does a lot of Redstone action, and there's a lot of different Redstone things that I'm going to have in this world that are based off of his things, or I got ideas or learned some of the circuits from him. So basically, you just want to set it up like the white wool and the stone here. Do that. Flick that switch. Torch here, and we'll go some redstone here, and we'll put a dropper here, and we'll change this real quick. So use our replacer Wando thinger. Boom, 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 boom. So we change all of these to dispensers, sorry. Dispensers. And then we're going to put that right here, put it on 2 ticks. And that's the launcher. That's a done launcher right there. Now we got to put some fun inside of it, of course, but and we'll go ahead and just do that right now. We'll go through, do that. We're not gonna load the not gonna max it out, but we'll put some rockets in here. That way you can at least you get to see the rapid fire, the firing of the rockets, so it looks kind of cool. And we'll figure it out. It might just be a particle effect. Disagreement with the mod and vanilla Minecraft. I don't know. I did check my particles, and particles are turned on. Yeah, they're turned on. Everything's set to maximum. Fancy everything, max settings on everything. Turns out when you're running a Ryzen 9 and you got a 5700 XT, yeah, there's not a whole lot of games out there or anything out there that's gonna make it flinch. I got that. Okay. All right. So, oh man. Oops. Did I hit it? Oh, no, I did. That's okay. Yay! All right. So, we got to make basically an enclosure around this. And I think, you know what? I think we're going to make it out of wood, which seems like a bad idea. Let's see, iron trapdoor. Well, that wouldn't look too bad, would it? I'll do that. Give her a dance. See what happens. Okay, I'm not going to do that because it Blocko iron cauldron, iron gate. This is what I was looking for. It's the whoop. Do this and put one there, put one there, put one there. You gotta love World Edit. It's boop, boop. I'll tell you what, World Edit, if you don't have World Edit, go get World Edit. I know I said it in one of the other videos, I'm sure I've probably said it in a couple of videos, to be honest. Go download World Edit. You gotta get Forge first, but download World Edit, and you will thank me later. Oh, no, I guess we gotta do that. Let's see if this works. Oh, wow. It might actually work. I don't know if they're going to actually fire with these on there. They might not. Let's see. So that's how it works. Boom. Right? Pretty cool. It is... You know what we need? I'll tell you what we need. We need is that gonna work? That'll work. Yep, I forgot to turn my phone off again. Yep. Alright, there we go. Alright. Sorry, I had to answer a text. Alright, so yeah, that's how it's gonna look. That actually looks kind of sharp. So so basically the function of it is you're in the astronomy class, you're learning about astronomy and whatnot, and I don't know. To me, it seems like they would have something where they're coming out here and like, oh, let's do a practical lab. And they're talking about rockets, on top of, they go into the observatory and fall off the cliff here. They go into the observatory and stare at the sky. And then the more and more I think about it, I think I am going to do something about this. Whether I do a flip-flop so I just hit one switch. Oh, I know why that's doing that now. I'm an idiot. Look, the door is right there. So, you flip the switch, The door closes, the lights go out. Right? It's because the door is right there. That's why. And that switch is actually operating it. So that switch really needs to be over here to not do that. Although, I could make that an iron door. Whatever. I'll take a look at it, mess around with it, see what I think. So yeah, this portion of the university. You have a bunch of the classrooms and the libraries associated with the classrooms. I believe I did library in here, didn't I? No, I did not. Alright, so this building is done on the exterior. The interior has not been completed yet. This right here, of course, is going to be a teacher's office or lounge, maybe. Yeah, it's going to be a teacher's office. Teacher's office. That's an office. That's an office. The classrooms are interior to the building. This will be like the department head's office here. And this entire section up here is like a study hall. Study hall and library, that kind of thing. That's what that is. These are the stair towers. I know they're big, but it's an architectural feature. I don't need this anymore. We can get rid of this. So the green wool spots, you'll see that I've got some green wool spots, just weird spots over here. And I gotta wrap this up because I think this video is actually going to be fairly lengthy. So I put these around as little reminders that that's where I want to put trees. So there's going to be trees through here, and I got to fly through my. I've got some. I downloaded some custom trees, and when I start using them, I'll put links in the description. With some custom trees that I like to use. There's going to be trees here. This is going to get painted out into some gravel, and then this, of course, is going to be mud. So, like I was talking about with Primitive Panther earlier, how he puts different colors for where he's going to have disparities of a block, changes in block. I do that on landscapes a lot. Especially when I'm doing rivers. I'm doing riverbed, the mud along the side, that kind of thing. That's how I do it. Now this has got to get tapered out a lot more. It's going to alter the way it looks a little bit more. This, of course, still has to be done. I just haven't messed with it yet. I think I will make it pop out or pop in. I haven't decided which one yet. But for like right here, so you see a little bit of a difference. But yeah, so this section's got to get finished, which, to be honest, I may just go ahead and schematic this back into Venusti, and the next video will be back in Venusti rather than my test platform world. That, I don't remember what that was. That was a long time ago. I was messing with stuff. That's when I was messing with making canal locks. That's something for the temple that I'm working with. This is, I used a medieval map generator from a website, and I turned it into a picture, and then used MC Edit and rotated it flat, pixel arted it, rotated it flat, laid it down. And I was fiddling with the idea of taking the city editor, generator, and turning this all into, going through and wooling out the different lines properly. So then I can design a city, auto design a city, drop it onto a map, different heights, of course, and build from there. But that's a lot of work to do it that way. So instead, I do my auto design. I do my manual design of cities instead. Here's the redstone from This is the redstone from the here, the observatory. That's the redstone that happens in order to actuate those. Right? Pretty cool stuff. So yeah, there's still some work to go. There's still some work to happen at the university. Yeah, the inside of that building. The inside of these buildings are actually done, and the dorm, which is where we would be inside right now on the map, that has to be detailed out. The dorm rooms themselves are detailed, but the cafeteria or mess hall, that's not done yet. And I think the upstairs is not done yet. You know, basically what would amount to that area on the dorm. And yeah, I want to detail that out a little bit. And I might throw some dormers in there and make it a study hall up there as well. But that's what I got for you today. This is a multi-part time lapse and real time. So hope you guys like it. And y'all have a nice day. More Long Dark tomorrow, and probably going to look at another Minecraft video tomorrow as well. Take care. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face.